What's up guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Shreyas. In this video I'll be telling you guys how to get some big arms, as well as what are the mistakes that people make and few principles that you can use to get some big arms. We are going to talk about biceps, triceps and forearms. Now first thing I would like to tell you guys is that no matter what you're doing in the gym, at the end of the day you need to feed your muscles. By feeding your muscles I mean training according or eating according to your goals. If your goal is building muscle, then concentrate on eating at a caloric surplus. If your goal is losing fat, then work on being at a caloric deficit. And if your goal is a body recomposition, then stay at maintenance. So at least staying at maintenance or being at a caloric surplus is absolutely necessary unless you are a beginner to build muscle. Applies for all muscle groups. I hope this is cleared out. Now let us start off with biceps and forearms. What is the function of your biceps? We all know that it's flexing your elbows, right? This is the function of your biceps. You should always remember that a muscle can have a lot of functions. It can assist a lot of movements. Now the biceps is given the name bicep because it has two heads. The long head, which is on the outer side, which you can see the image for, and the short head is found in the inner side. So in bodybuilding terms, when you do front double biceps, your short head will be more prominent. When you do back double biceps, your long head will be more prominent. Now elbow flexion, this is the function. We all do dumbbell curls, we all do barbell curls, right? There is one more function which people forget for your biceps, which is wrist supination. Now wrist supination is where you rotate your wrist outwards, okay? You rotate your wrist towards you, okay? This is one of the functions that people forget to apply. A lot of people do dumbbell curls in the normal way, they just curl the weight, okay? But what if you curl the weight and you rotate your wrist, right? So this involves wrist supination as well as elbow flexion, which are two of the most important function of your biceps. So which exercise is the best to hit your muscle, hit your bicep? The dumbbell curl, right, or the barbell curl. But here there is one more thing. When you do a barbell curl or a dumbbell curl, the peak contraction, what is peak contraction? This is where the tension is at most in your muscle, right? That is only when your elbows are at 90 degree, okay, or your lower arm is at 90 degree with your upper arm, right? So that is where the tension is the maximum when you do dumbbell, because it's free weight, right? At the bottommost part of the motion as well as the topmost part of the motion, there is not enough tension on your biceps when you are doing dumbbell curl. Now this might not be that important when it comes to the long term gains, but if your biceps are lagging, then this might be one of the reasons why. Dumbbell curls are great. I'm not saying dumbbell curls are not great, especially an exercise like incline bench, dumbbell curls with your wrist supination. It is a great exercise, okay? So what happens there is your shoulders are extended, okay, which means your shoulders are pulled, your elbows are pushed backwards, okay. This can help in hitting your long head of your biceps, okay. So that is what you need to remember, guys. You can kill 3 birds at once in the gym. So incline bench dumbbell curls, seated incline bench dumbbell curls, where your shoulders are kind of pushed back or extended, as well as rotating your wrist is very important. So this is one of the exercise that I would really recommend. If you can do this with cable, even better, but it would be kind of hard. So this is the first exercise that I recommend for your biceps. Now the second exercise that I recommend for your biceps would be a cable curl, okay. Any form of cable curl would be great, but make sure that when you do it with a cable, you will get tension throughout the range of motion. So don't just do half, okay. So just extend your elbows completely and contract at the top. That is very important when you do any kind of cable movements. So these two exercises are very important for your biceps, right? So do these exercises put these exercises in your program, and you can make a lot of gains. Now if you ask me, you don't have cable station at your gym, what can I do? Are barbells good? Barbells are good, guys, but when it comes to biceps, you should remember that you should train for symmetry. Now your right arm should always look as big as your left arm. So I would always recommend for isolation movements, use dumbbells and single-handed cable movements. If you don't have a cable, go for standing dumbbell curls and incline bench dumbbell curls, okay? Or if you have a preacher machine, you can do preacher curls as well. So this is how you hit your biceps. And for forearms, any movement, right, any exercise that you do in the gym for your upper body, your forearms are being used. Now we should remember that. Let's take an example of you playing badminton. You might involve flexion of your wrist and extension of your wrist and shit, but your forearms are always using a lot of strength to hit the racket. Of course, you are using your elbows and stuff, but you should remember that you're using a lot of your forearms. Same applies for tennis. Okay, you're using a lot of your forearms as well. Even if you have to hit the ball hard, instead of doing your wrist like this, you would use your forearm strength and your elbow strength and whatever, right? So you will use other muscles. You don't need to just do this function of your forearm muscles, right? So you should remember that as well, guys. So for forearms, if you want to train your forearms, you can do any form of hammer curls, where your grip is neutral. Okay, you can do any form of hammer curls. It will hit your brachialis muscle, which is right over here, and to see that muscle you should be kind of lean. When you are very lean, you can see that muscle, and even the brachioradialis. So any form of reverse curls or prone grip curls on the cable station can also help, or easy bar curls with a prone grip can help. Prone grip is where your arms are facing the other side, right? So your palms are facing the other side. So this is how you hit your biceps and forearms. I've already made a lot of videos on biceps and forearms. All the links will be in the description. Not triceps. This is where people lack a lot. I see a lot of people with crazy biceps, but the triceps are very weak. The reason for this is they are not training them enough, or they are not doing the right form of right exercises, and they give too much emphasis for their biceps. You should remember that triceps are larger muscle group as compared to your bicep. So why would you train your bicep more than your tricep? Of course, visually biceps are more beautiful, or I must say beautiful. But when it comes to the arm size, if you want to measure your arms and you want some big arms, then triceps are very, very important. So what is the function of your tricep? The function of your triceps is extending your elbows. That is the primary function of your triceps. Now in the triceps we have three heads: the long head, the lateral head, and the medial head. You can see the image for reference. Now all the three heads of your triceps perform one function, which is elbow extension. Now you should remember, as I told you guys, these muscles assist in other movements as well. For example, the long head of your tricep, which is the inner head, which you see when you do the front double biceps, helps in flexion of your shoulders. So when you do this kind of movement, right, overhead movement, any kind of overhead extension, the long head of the tricep is being worked. So that is one thing you should remember, guys. So this muscle is very undertrained most of the time. So one exercise that I always recommend is bench press. Any form of bench press or any form of shoulder press will work your triceps. So make sure that you add at least one pushing movement and consider it as a compound movement, and think that it will help you grow your triceps as well. So when you do compound movement, since there are many muscles, you can lift a lot of load, and when you go to that level, when you lift with high intensity, all the muscles are being put under stress. So make sure you do any kind of heavy compound movement like shoulder press or a bench press for your triceps. And after that, you need to remember that the long head is kind of undertrained most of the time, so add any kind of tricep extension. Now when you do dumbbell overhead extension, right, what happens is, as I told you guys, at the topmost range of motion there won't be enough tension. So what you should do is you should try to always do cables. So in cables, when you do elbow flexion, when you're extending you're lengthening your muscles, your tricep muscles, and when you go on top, there is constant tension on your triceps. So what I would recommend is, on your push day where you are doing chest, shoulder and triceps, if you're doing bench press and you're doing overhead press, just finish your workout with like 4 sets of overhead cable extensions. For workout videos and stuff, you can always watch my channel. You can see how I train my arms. Now people always ask me, should I do a lot of exercises for triceps? I really don't think so. If you are someone who is doing strength kind of training and you add one arm day on a different day, then maybe you can do 3 to 4 exercises for each muscle group. But one more thing that people forget is frequency. Just like biceps and just like chest, shoulder, or whichever big muscle you have, your biceps also requires proper frequency. So your biceps and triceps always get trained when you do any kind of pushing movement or any kind of pulling movement, right? But even after that, if your arms are lagging, then I would recommend you guys should start doing direct bicep work. Initially, for the first 1 year, you wouldn't even need any kind of bicep movement. okay, your compound movements, if you're not doing compound movements, and then you might need some direct bicep training. But other than that, if you're doing a lot of compound movements, your arms will be good in the first year. After a couple of years, you can analyze your physique. Once you analyze your physique, you'll realize that there are weaknesses. You have weaknesses. If arms are one of those, then apply these rules. I might have stated the obvious, but these are the rules that you need to follow. For any kind of circular kind of motion, now when you do a bicep curl, it is kind of you're drawing a circle, right? So any these kind of movements, right, you try to use cables. For any kind of isolation movements, even lateral raises, I would always recommend using cables. And to build muscle, you need to have proper tension on your muscle throughout the set, right? So I would always recommend use cables. I've never done barbell curls, guys. There might be a photo on the thumbnail, but I promise you guys, I have not done that. It was just for the photo. So you should remember that barbell curls are not at all necessary. If you really want to overload your muscle, do heavy compound movements and then finish it off with some isolation movement. 2 exercises per workout for your biceps is more than enough, and the same goes with triceps. Okay, don't need more than that. Make your reps count, guys. Do with proper form. Don't jerk the weight. This is not a bicep curl. You should do it properly, guys. Form is very important. You can lift all the weights in the gym, but at the end of the day, there might be a guy who is doing it with proper form will have bigger arms than you. So this is the simple trick behind growing your arms. You can check out my videos, guys. I'll link all the important workout videos. You can check the playlist for my workout videos. You can see how I add bicep exercises and I add tricep exercises. And if you want to know how to build big forearms, you can again check the I button right over here. It's called farmer's walk. Don't complicate things, guys. I am a person who likes to keep things very simple, and I really think that over the years my arms have grown in a big way. People do not ask me how did you get to big legs or nothing. People always ask how did you get your arms. And you should know that when you are training naturally, you need to train in a very scientific or a very optimal way. Forget science, it's not always about science, but training optimally and logically is also very important. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. And just throw the barbells away. Try to avoid a lot of dumbbells for triceps. Just concentrate on the compound movements, and if you still have lagging arms, then add 2 exercises each for your biceps and triceps at the end of your respective workouts. I would always recommend a split like upper body, lower body, rest, upper body, lower body. This is for absolute beginners, or even 3 to 4 full body workouts per week. Or else you can also do push, pull, legs, rest, upper body, lower body, right? So I do not think you need to train more than 5 days a week. That is all for the video, guys. Absolutely nothing more. There is no secrets behind building arms. You need patience, you need hard work, you need consistency, and also your diet. Make sure that you get adequate amount of protein. Protein is not overrated, guys. You absolutely need protein. I have done all kinds of research on you don't need a lot of protein, but when I was eating like around 130 grams of protein, I could see that I was not making that amount of gains as I did when I was consuming around 200 grams of protein, which is a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So at least that much amount of protein is absolutely necessary, guys. So I hope this video helped, guys, and no secrets. No, I can title this video secrets behind big arms, but there are no secrets, guys. It's all about consistency and hard work and your diet. You can do all the hard work, but make sure that you do it in a smart way. So thanks a lot for watching this lengthy video, guys. If you like my content, do give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well, and share this video with your friends. That's all, guys, and let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you want to watch next. I'll be back again, guys. Peace out.